Mm-hmm.
will be moving to my final year in in this coming August, and I'm pursuing my engineering in mechanical branch from Delhi Technological University,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've basically done several projects in the field of simulation, mostly the CFD part, the computational fluid dynamics part, sir, and yes, so that is pretty much about it regarding the research work that I have done. And moving on to the plan, sir, I actually am looking forward to pursue research I'm looking forward to pursue a research-based work after my college. So probably I'm looking forward to move to US, move to US and probably first work on my PhD, work on a PhD, get a PhD degree, and then probably work on uh, yeah. So that is about my long. That is what I'm hoping to do. But at the same point of time, the dilemma is that uh, currently, I'm just about to graduate, so I'm looking forward to I'm not able to decide between whether I should pursue, I should basically move, get some job experience first and then move to PhD, or because I'm not very sure whether it is for me or not.
For you,
Uh,
what are you not sure about?
uh, Sir, I'm not sure as in uh, like is it okay to think right after my bachelor's to move to PhD, because I think it is a very big deal to it is a big commitment to make to move to do a PhD. It's right after your bachelor's.
Yeah,
I do not know if
but I mean, people can. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you totally, right? I don't think. I mean, you are not the first person who will be doing his PhD after bachelor's.
correct. So, and I'm actually it is more about when I look several my peers around me, my friends from my college, they are probably choosing a career probably you know uh, right after bachelor's. They are probably choosing to kickstart their career right now, as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but to be very honest, to shifting to US and getting a permanent residency there, what have this done my background research on is that it is a very long path, because
Pranav,
probably
I'm
it will take me.
yeah, Pranav, but I'm struggling with your problem here. If you can little bit clear to me, you what I mean is the struggle is to for you to right now is to decide on whether I want to do a PhD, or your struggle is about whether I will be doing PhD and what will happen after that. What's the so just declutter your questions so I can understand them better.
Uh,
What you have in mind? What is stopping you to say okay, let's go do this, right?
uh, so the struggle is whether I should move forward. Should I apply for PhD this year right after my bachelor's, or should I wait for some time and then probably choose to you know move ahead?
Let me ask you this question.
Or
Do you have
because
no, let me ask you this
yes, sir.
question. You gonna
Yes, sir.
graduate next year, right?
Correct, sir.
So you have 1 year to make a decision.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Have you Are you planning to give your GRE and TOEFL or no?
Sir, I'm actually probably thinking of taking a year before applying.
Okay.
I'll be applying for 22 for probably.
Okay. So you are not planning to give your GRE and TOEFL in November, December. You're not planning that.
Uh, yes, sir. Probably next January.
Okay.
So
No.
basically, plan is to apply for 22nd fall.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And let me ask you another question. What is stopping you to say after my bachelor's, I'm gonna immediate go for my PhD. If you want to
So
do it.
because yes, sir.
Mhm.
So because my decision to go for a PhD is all based on the research which I've done in
Mhm.
my past year.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've recently got interested in this subject, then I've started,
Mm-hmm.
trying to publish some papers.
Correct.
And yes, sir. So, like, whatever I've done in the past year, I'm trying to uh, make a decision upon that. And
Actually, let me tell you
yes, sir, that would.
what is your plan? What is your plan in that 1 year? What you're thinking you're gonna do after you graduate?
After I graduate, sir, the primary goal would be to get a job.
Okay.
Like I've been preparing for certain exams, like to get into a organization like a public sector unit or probably ISRO or something like that. There's a proper government like examination
Okay. So
to
you
get into
you're
such
you,
organization.
you are preparing for those exams.
Yes, I'm preparing for those exams as well.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you would you take a, let's say if you get an offer from a software company, would you go there or no? If you get an offer.
Certain, probably not so because my whole like I have decided on this part that I want to pursue my whatever my career would be in simulation based like computational simulation based in mechanical engineering itself related to fluid mechanics, something like that.
So again, I want to ask you. Hang on, let me open your questions so that I can get a good idea. Okay, okay. So let me again. I'm trying to understand. So what is your dilemma here? What are you struggling? So it looks like you are you're gonna graduate. You are not planning for to give a GRE TOEFL. You want to work for a year or so, and then probably you will decide whether you want to go for a PhD or not, right? Is that
Correct, sir. Correct, sir.
so? Again, coming back to the point, I want to understand what are your questions here. What is like? It seems to me you have already planned things, right? So what are the certain questions that you are struggling with then?
Yes, sir. So first question was like as of now, sir. I think I want to pursue PhD,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted your opinion on it because like there were certain like I've tried to have a conversation with certain people,
Mm-hmm.
so they actually kind of scared me something like that is a PhD is a very big commitment. You should only do it if you are if you think you can do it because I mean uh, the struggle is I'm making decisions on the basis of whatever I've done like in my past year and
So
like
Vivek, Pranav, let me, I think I understand. So let me tell you one thing.
yes.
You're anybody or any person in the past or in the future will go for a PhD program will be based on what their gut feeling is when they did their bachelor's or master's, right?
Or
I mean,
correct.
for example, I went for a PhD program because I got interested just like you when I was bachelor's. Plain and simple. And my knowledge,
Correct.
and I'm looking at your experience, and I'm looking at your what things you have done. My understanding was either very similar or maybe less. So I went with my gut feeling.
Correct, sir.
Number
Yes,
two,
sir.
what other people is gonna tell you, including me, that's just an
Correct.
advice, right? But
Correct, sir.
what you are feeling, what you would like to do, what how strong you are committed for your feelings is much more important than anybody. So for example, you are talking to me, right? I can give you certain advices, and I can give you advice based on my experience, right?
Correct, sir.
And what I have seen so far. right? Because at one point of time I was a student, undergrad student just like you, right? So I can
Correct.
give you my certain advices, but that doesn't mean you have to take that advice. You have to follow your gut feeling. What is good for you? What you want to do? So when I was undergrad student, when I started enjoying research, I was very clear I want to go for a PhD. There was no question, right? I was undergrad too, but again, you need to assess based on your confidence level, based on your level of understanding, based on the information you can gather so far, whether that is able to motivate you and say, okay, I think I will go or I will not. And in these days, getting information is very easy. I mean, I'm talking about 2004 when I came to US for my PhD program. The information was very limited, right? So
Yes.
and even before, people who came before me, like who did their PhD undergrad in 1960s, 1970s, for them it was like a black hole, right? But they came with a gut feeling because they like something. So again, coming back to the point, whether you should do it or whether you should not, it's totally your understanding. But what I can tell you is, every person who comes here from all over the world or anywhere in the world comes after their masters or PhDs. They have the same informative thing. What you can do is, if you have some confusion, like let's say whether should I do it or not, right? As you rightly is doing, you can take 1 year break, and then that's what I asked you. Would you join a software company? So if I was you and I need more time to understand what I want to do, what topic I want to do PhD and all that, I will probably go and work at some with under some professor for a year, or I will work at some IITs or ISCs and try to do some project under them, try to understand that better so that get a good idea.
Yes, sir.
But if you tomorrow, let's say, if you get a job at a company and you decide to take it, things will be things can be very difficult then, because then
Correct.
your motivation may change. Okay, and that happens. That's fine. I'm not saying that's wrong, but what I'm saying, then you may have very different thinking after that. So
Correct.
don't think whether should I do my bachelor's after a PhD after bachelor's, whether should I do, that's not correct. Everybody does that. It's not, you are not the first person who is thinking that way. Even now, a lot of people who will come to US or go to Canada or go to Australia will be the same thing, right? So I don't think that is the case. Second thing, you said, you want to pursue PhD from reputed universities and all that, and you have no international exposure. That doesn't matter. So let me tell you one thing, especially for US. I don't know much about Europe and other places because I can only speak about US. The most important thing is your GRE score.
Correct, sir.
So make sure you don't screw up your GRE and TOEFL score.
All right, sir.
Okay. If you have a good GRE TOEFL score, a good recommendation, couple of good projects, couple of publications, I'm pretty sure you can get to any university you want.
Sir, what do you actually? I just wanted to ask this. What does a good recommendation like mean? Like,
Good
if
recommendation,
my professor.
yeah, good recommendation letter. What I meant is a recommendation letter from a professor from a good university.
All right, sir.
Also,
Like,
also recommendation letter from your undergrad place. So let's say if you have done a project from IIT Delhi, you can get a recommendation letter from him. But the professors who have taught you course, right? They should also write good about you, whether how good a student you were, how attentive you were, and things like that. And of course, if you have good grades, that's important too.
thank you.
So your GRE score, your TOEFL GRE score, your grades, your research exposure, your letter of recommendations. Those are those are the order, I would say. You would be you would be able to get into a good university.
Oh,
Okay.
correct, sir.
Yeah. And as far as
Oh,
it concerned about what are the job opportunities after PhD, permanent residency, and all that, that things will figure it out. Don't worry about that too much. You know, everybody who comes here, and if you are doing your PhD, you know, even now I would say the immigration system is not that encouraging. But if you look at the people who are assistant professors, who are those people, you know, they all are the PhDs from good universities and so forth. So I don't see that is the case. I mean, to be honest with you, if you are very valuable, if you are doing good, you would be fine. I don't think that anybody. Yeah, I would definitely say people who come here in US for their masters, they have to struggle with that for sure, because
sir,
but if
yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Please, just wanted to say this that I'm a little bit sure on this part that if I'll probably pursue my masters, then it would be PhD, not
Right.
not NS or.
So don't worry about that then. I don't think you should worry about your residency and all that. Yeah. And as I said, if you go get into a good university and a good PhD program, and then you will get a chance to work with any space organization or any air industry and so forth. It doesn't matter. I think your area of what the area you are talking about is a good area. The CFD is a good area.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Uh, so like one of the things where like people actually before getting into the program PhD program, they actually talk with the professor. They try to communicate with the professor beforehand
Uh-huh.
before applying for the PhD position.
Yeah. Yeah. Go
But
ahead.
like one of the things which I faced, which I do not know uh, is very great or not, but like when I try to approach some professor, they actually they rep- they probably don't reply actually. Like I'm mailed so many professors, but no one actually really replies. So should I? So like I just wanted to know from you whether like should I just apply for the program or the communication part is not very much necessary, or like what is the thing, or if the communication is not happening, I should not even think of applying there or something like that.
You know, most of the places, so, you know, with coronavirus thing, people are not very responsive these days. That's one thing. But I would say y- you can apply, you can certainly email to certain professors that I'm interested and all that. But I would say most of the time, when you are an undergrad and you are coming for, because the way your transition will happen, you will join as a master student and then you will transition into a PhD program, right?
Correct.
Apply directly to the university, get an admission, and so forth. So
So
it doesn't matter. You may hear from a professor, you may not hear, but that doesn't mean that you can't get admission.
correct. So
Yeah, and most of the
uh,
time, as I said, the likelihood of getting a response from a professor is higher if you are working with a professor in India who has some contacts.
correct. Correct.
You know, that's likelihood as well, because you know you can imagine. I mean, I know and that how many emails you get from everywhere. It's not easy to reply. You know, it's not only you who is sending emails. Everybody sends tons of emails.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think the chances of replying is much more if you, let's say if you're working with a professor and he says, hey, I know I have a friend there who works in this university, and why don't you email him, you know, or her. Yeah. So I don't think you dwell too much on that.
All right.
Yeah.
So like why I asked this question of permanent residency was like